Welcome to Physics 2, PHY203, the physics of electricity and magnetism. I'm your instructor for this course, Mary Beth Steigerwald at North Shore Community College, and this PowerPoint will be available to you on Blackboard, and I'll go through it as a video to help you introduce to how we'll use Blackboard to work on this course remotely. I'm really passionate about the subject of electricity and magnetism, and I'm excited on working together with you, learning new skills, and learning about the physics of electricity and magnetism. So it's a calculus-based course. It's designed for students in science and engineering, and the subjects are exactly that, electricity and magnetism. So we'll start out working with forces and Coulomb's law and Gauss's law, and then we'll start looking at energy, potential energy per unit charge, electric potential, capacitance. We'll do some circuit analysis, and then we'll start looking at magnetism, the magnetic field, and then electromagnetic inductance, and alternating current circuits where we're combining electricity and magnetism. So we want to utilize the physical principles here, but we're also working largely on problem solving and applying the theory in a laboratory environment. So the textbook that we'll use for this class is open source. It's OpenStax. This has the link here to get that. You can get a PDF of it, so you can view it online. You can also get a hard print of it if you would like. You will need a calculator in this class. We'll be doing some calculations. This says non-programmable scientific calculator. You can use a TI-84 or TI-83 or TI-89. That's fine. We'll also our labs will be remote, but they'll be hands-on labs being done remotely, and we'll use this device called an IO lab device. You'll get information about how to rent that, and you want to do that as soon as possible. The EM kit, that's electricity and magnetism kit, that we'll also be using with this device. At the end of the PowerPoint, there's a little bit more information, but additional information on Blackboard will help you get access to that device. It should be a lot of fun. We'll be able to do these labs remotely, but we'll work with them together on Zoom. So it's a hybrid class. That means that 50% of the content you're expected to do outside of class time, and that's going to be in the forms of videos that I've made about the topics. There'll be reading from your textbook. There'll be simulations and additional research. The in-class learning is going to happen via Zoom, and we'll meet virtually from 11:30 to 12:45 on Mondays. The lab sessions will also run remotely using this IO lab device I just spoke to you about that you can rent. Pre-labs will be assigned. You'll have to do a little work with the device, or sometimes we'll be using other types of simulations. And then we'll meet via Zoom and we'll do experiments, so we'll be able to analyze data. And that lab meets from 1 to 2:50 on Wednesdays. So each week you're going to have pre-class learning assignments that will include, again, the videos, the textbook readings, and practice some simulations. And then in the class session, we'll review and practice learning, practice problem solving with the content. And then post-class, you'll be doing homework assignments, and then our labs will have a similar structure. Post-class, you'll be doing a lab report or some type of analysis. So what you're expected each week, even though we just meet on Mondays and Wednesdays, to get a good idea of what you need to be doing every day of the week, because this learning is also online. So Mondays, you're going to have our lecture content to discuss and review that pre-class learning, and then we'll do a team practice and problem solve. You'll have something to submit at the end of every class as well. Tuesdays, you should start working on that homework right away that was assigned on Monday, and you also should start working on the pre-lab for Wednesday. And then again, that lab, this says or LW308, we're not going to be working in LW308, so that's actually not true there, so we can cross that out. Also Wednesdays, you want to start working on the homework questions to review at the beginning of lab. Well, we will work on homeworks at the beginning of lab. Your homework is going to be due on Thursdays, so you should need to have worked on your homeworks Tuesday and Wednesday. That homework is going to be due. It's going to be submitted on Blackboard. It's going to be due on Thursday, 11:59 p.m. And then Friday and Saturday, those are days you can start doing the pre-learning for the following Monday. Sundays is when there's a quiz assessment on this pre-class learning that is due on Sunday, I think by 11:59 p.m. The discussion post will be due by 6 p.m. to give everybody some time to review it. Again, here's we'll look at logging into Blackboard, but this is the course menu. course menu, the announcements, the start here, go to class. This is how you're going to get into class, and it will have this video in there as well, and then a weekly activities summary. So we'll go through the next few slides. We'll go through each of these tabs in the Blackboard course shell. Again, announcements. I'll typically, if I create an announcement, I'll have it emailed to you. I'll try not to send too many announcements, but if there are changes, any types of changes that I make to this weekly activities folder, I'll send out an announcement so that you'll get an email, and that email should help you, remind you to check the Blackboard. So that first, after announcements, we have that start here, go to class. And that folder is going to help you get started with each week. It'll also have how to get to the Zoom session for the class. So we'll look at that at the end of the video. So this folder, weekly activities summary, this is where I'll try to keep you informed week by week, what it is we're doing in class, what's going to be due. It'll contain this same format each week. So you'll know every Sunday you're going to be, what's going to be due is a quiz and a discussion post. It reminds you that what you should be working on online on Fridays and Saturdays, and it'll tell you when the homework is due, what homework is due. That should also be clear on Blackboard without going to the learning activities once we get started. The learning modules, that's where you'll find the videos, the learning content, that's where the homework sheets are, that's where the in-class worksheets are, and also the module notes that go with the videos and help you know where you should be reading in the textbook. So again, that discussion post is going to be assigned each week to answer questions on weekly reading and video assignments and help you prepare for the next class. The discussion posts are worth 10% of your grade. The rubric associated with the discussion post is in the guidelines folder under course information. A quiz, weekly quiz, there'll be mostly, sometimes fill in the blank, mostly multiple choice. It's to assess how well you understood, or if you in fact went over the reading and video assignments for the week. That's worth 5% of your grade. Homework problems, again, are going to be assigned at the end of the week, or after each class. The homework is worth 10% of your grade. You should be sure to use the problem-solving process when you're working on the homework. And again, all these guidelines can be found in under course information. Labs, again, they're going to be remote. You can get to the lab information under the labs tab. There'll be pre-lab work, which will also include a pre-lab quiz, prior to each lab session. And again, there's guidelines for that. Labs are worth 20% of your grade. And here's a picture of the IO-Lab device. You'll want to look up that information. I'll also email that to you so that you'll be able to rent that and get that in the mail prior to when we'll use it in the second week of classes. Again, it's a rentable device. It has a whole lot of sensors on there. It has a force sensor. We will be able to use that actually to measure electrostatic force, and we'll also be using the volts. It will provide a voltage source. It'll measure voltages. It has a magnetometer to measure magnetic fields. It also has a light sensor, so we'll be able to measure light. So it does a lot, this little IO-Lab device, and then it'll collect the data. We'll be able to analyze the data. Again, there's 5 exams in this class to measure your course learning outcomes. Exams will be given during lab session. We will have in LW308, so we will go to school for the labs. We will go to school for the exams, and it will be given on Wednesdays during lab time. And exams are worth 45% of your grade. All right, so succeeding in this course, prepare for the class. Think critically and be thoughtful in your discussion posts. Use your notes for the weekly quiz. So take notes when you're watching these videos, when you're reading. It's key to take notes so that you can recall it, and using your notes for the quiz as opposed to going back to the original content. Work on your problem-solving skills during the in-class teamwork. That's a good time to be working on those skills and getting feedback. Use those skills to solve the homework problems. When you're in lab, actively participate. Make sure you can work with the IO-Lab device as well. Ask questions, get help when you need it. I will support you in any way that I can. Each week you have the module notes that you're going to be reading. You're going to watch the assigned videos. You're going to read the assigned textbook sections. You're going to complete the weekly discussion posts by 6 p.m. on Sunday, complete a weekly quiz by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. You'll virtually participate in class. We'll have discussions. We'll do teamwork, worksheet problems, and then you'll submit them after class on Monday. You'll complete and submit homework on Thursday by 11:59 p.m., not at, and participate in lab on Wednesdays, complete the pre-lab and post-lab assignments. So there's a lot to do in this class, and a lot of it you're going to have to do, online, remotely. Even though we won't be meeting in class or during lab time, we will meet during exams. But feel free to email me. Don't take that as a reason that I can't be contacted. Email is the best way to get in touch with me. I'll respond. We can have a Zoom conference call at any time. We can set that up once we figure out a time that's available. I will be available for during our office hours, during my office hours on Zoom that you'll be able to get to for that. If you have any question, think about it first. If you can't answer it yourself, then please ask. If you have a question regarding a problem that you're working on, try taking a picture of it so I can help you more efficiently. Maybe I can help you just over email, or we can have a meeting to discuss that. So we'll have virtual office hours, and this is how you can use the office hours. Question, question, question. I have specific office hours for this class, so you'll be able to just go in through Blackboard to do that. For my, for the other office hours, for a class, for a meeting that we set up via email, I'll set a Zoom contact through email for us to be able to work. Once you use the Start Here guide to get into Blackboard and you get to the physics, your PHY203 class, this is what you should see. If you click announcements, it'll take you right back to this page. If you click Start Here, go to class, you'll see this Start Here folder. I haven't finished filling in this, but you'll see the Start Here guide. You'll see this video once I finish making it, and how to access the Zoom class. Here's where you can go to your first class. So this is what you'll do on Wednesday. You'll log into Blackboard, Start Here, go to class. You'll click on Zoom into your first class. Now you'll see there's a bunch of recurring meetings here. These are all just set up for labs right now. Make sure you click on the right one. So Wednesday at 1 p.m., you'll go over here and you'll click join. So there is a guideline to help you be able to do this. Now let's see if we can pop out of here. Yeah, so this opens up a new window. So if I go back here, I opened up a new window in my browser. So now I go back to my Blackboard. I'm back here. I'll click on the weekly activity summary. Here's the weekly activity summary. We've got week 1 and week 2, help you keep track of what you should be doing each week. Under the course information, that's where the syllabus is. It's my schedule. I'll have more information about office hours. The guidelines, sample exams, exam solutions when we have them. Sample exams are all there already. Let's just pop into guidelines. So guidelines has a table of contents, but there's a general guidelines for your pre-class activities in class. Go through all these guidelines before class. Lab sessions, you can keep scrolling down. How to scan your work to PDF and share it in Zoom. And this, so first it'll help you how to scan your work to PDF. You'll have to also submit that to a submission box, and here's you're using the submission box down here for your homework or for your in-class activities if you're not just sharing them in Zoom. Also, Google Docs. I'm recommending you use Google Docs for your lab reports. So you'll have team-based lab reports, and it's easy to collaborate in Google Docs. Also has about using equation editor. So that's all under the course guidelines there, under the course information tab, and again, additionally under the course information tab, you have this. And then you have the learning modules. So for each of the learning modules, again, there's 11, not counting 0, this introduction to PH203, you should watch this introduction to electricity and magnetism before lab on Wednesday as well, and it has the notes. So module 0, a little bit different than the other modules. If we go to module 1, the rest of them are pretty much set up the same. We have the notes that accompany the videos. We have the pre-class videos. Additional videos, there are some here. They're not required, but recommended. They could help you. Problems for review and homework, and then perhaps additional web links that would help you. If we just go up to the notes, these notes to accompany the video, there's the notes, example problem, and a textbook example there. Where sometimes examples are separated out. Pre-class videos are broken out A, B, C. And you can see there's, 2 A videos, a B video, and 2 C videos. And this is for Module 1, and you'll see something similar for Module 2. So that's the learning modules, weekly discussions. There's a lot there already. It'll typically have 1, 2, 3 questions or something that you should respond to in discussion format. And you'll also reply to one of your peers' posts. Weekly quizzes. There's none available yet, but there'll be a weekly quiz. And then your weekly teamwork, that's where you'll submit that has, basically week 1, for example, that's our lab session. That has the activities are ready for what we're going to do in week 1. So that's where you'll get those. The teamwork, and then the homework, and then of course the labs. We'll just jump to labs. This has information on how you can purchase your IO lab and getting started with that. And this is also being emailed to you. So that's it. That's enough of this video, 15 minutes. Make sure you can get into lab. You should send me an email that make sure you can get into Blackboard. You should probably reply to the email that you got into Blackboard, and you're ready to go for Wednesday. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. If you have any technical problems, please reach out. If you're in problem with Blackboard, there's bbhelp@northshore.edu. The help desk can help you with general technical problems. And let me know if you're having technical problems so I can also be aware. I look forward to a great semester this fall. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out. I look forward to working with you. Signing off, Mary Beth Steigerwald.